Okay, so today we will be taking an illustration on scope of total income, and in that we will understand what will be the income of an individual, or you can say taxable income of an individual, or total income of an individual during the previous year. Okay, three different situations will be given to you, and each situation is independent of each other. First, if you assume that individual is a non-resident in India, then what will be his total income on which he has to pay tax, income tax? If an individual is a resident, an ordinary resident also in India, then what will be his total income? If an individual is a resident but is not ordinarily resident in India, then what will be his total income? Okay. So on the basis of these three different situations, you will have to calculate the total income of an individual. Okay, from examination point of view, syllabus point of view, only individuals is relevant. Other type of persons is not covered in the scope of the syllabus. So how to calculate the total income of an individual in three different situations. Suppose an individual is a non-resident in India during the previous year. What will be his total income? If an individual is a resident and he is ordinary resident also in India, then what will be his total income? And if an individual is a resident but is not ordinarily residing in India, then he, what will be his total income? So on the basis of these three independent situations, we will have to calculate the total income of an individual. How to calculate that? One simple rule we will discuss. Based on that, you can solve maximum illustration. That rule, if you will understand properly, we can solve the maximum illustration based on that rule. First rule is, if an income is an Indian income, very important, understand, if an income given in the question is an Indian income. What is an Indian income? Indian income is an income which is earned or received in India. If the source of income is in India, that income will be called as Indian income. If the source of income is in India, you can call it as an Indian income. Source of income is India, it will be an Indian income. Okay. If an income is an Indian income, if source of income is in India, then that will be known as Indian income. All other income you can call it as foreign income. Means source of that income is not in India. Okay. So if the source of income is in India, then that will be Indian income. And if source of income is outside India, in any other country, it will be called as foreign income. Now, if it is an Indian income, all should pay tax. All should pay tax in India. Okay, if an income is an Indian income, the source of income is in India, non-resident, non-resident, ordinary resident, or not ordinary resident, all should pay tax in India. So Indian income will be calculated in all the three cases, included in all the three cases. Okay, remember this point properly. If it is an Indian income, it should be included in all the three cases. If it is a foreign income, then only ordinary resident will be paying tax on that. This is basic rule. Some changes may be there while solving the illustration. Some exceptions are also there that we will discuss at the time of illustration only. So this is a basic, or you can say golden rule. If an income is an Indian income, that income will be included in all the three cases: non-resident, ordinary resident, not ordinary resident. If it is a foreign income, source of income is outside India, then it will be included only in ordinary resident income. Other will not be paying tax in India on foreign income. Okay, right. And if you want to make a note of this, make a note and keep Indian income, all should pay tax. Foreign income, ordinary residents should pay tax. This is a general rule, but actually, when we are doing the taxation of non-resident, etc., we will have to take into consideration double taxation avoidance agreement, etc., which is not there in your syllabus. So we will not go into that detail. So you just understand Indian income means that all should pay tax. Source of income is in India. Foreign income, only ordinary residents should pay tax in India. Okay. Now let us come to this illustration. While solving this, it will become more clear. Just you have to see whether the source of income is in India, then it will be Indian income. If the source of income is outside India, it will be a foreign income. Okay. When can be source of income in India? If it is received in India, if income is received in India or earned in India, it will be an Indian income. Very important. Remember, if received in India or earned in India, it will be an Indian income. If you are receiving some income in India, it will be an Indian income. If you are earning some income in India, that will be an Indian income. Okay, so remember this point, then we can solve this illustration very easily. So let us discuss this illustration. So list is given of the income earned during the previous year. Okay, this is the list of income earned by some individual during the previous year. We have to tell what will be his total income, assuming if he is a non-resident in India, if he is an ordinary resident in India, or if he is a not ordinary resident in India, what will be his total income. So let us discuss one by one. See, interest from US growth bonds received in India. So this will be an Indian income or a foreign income. Interest is an income from US growth bonds. He is receiving the interest on these bonds, and that interest is received in India. So this will be an Indian income or a foreign income. First, we will have to analyze that whether the given income is an Indian income or a foreign income. So where the interest is received, where the interest is received. Where the interest is received in India. No? Interest is received in India. So this will be an Indian income. Next, see, interest from US growth bonds received in USA. Income is received in USA and bond is also of USA. So this will be a foreign income. Okay, there is no connection with India in this income. Bond is also issued by USA and it is also received in USA. So this will be a foreign income. Interest from US growth bonds. So bond is of USA, received in USA. So this will be a foreign income. Remittance is not relevant. Remittance is not relevant for determining whether income is Indian income or foreign income. Receipt or earning should be in India. Remitting is a later step. Okay. So in this both example, if you will see, growth bonds is of USA and interest is also received in USA. So this will be an example of foreign income. Now, next income earned by him is capital gain on house in Mumbai, very important, sold in London. Now, where is the house situated in Mumbai? Okay, house is situated in Mumbai, and income is received in London, you can say. But where is the source? Mumbai, no? And Mumbai is in India, so it will be an Indian income. Okay, capital gain on house in Mumbai, sold in Mumbai. Obviously, it will be Indian income. Rent of a villa in Paris received in Paris. So your house is situated in Paris. In rent is also received in Paris. So this will be an Indian income or a foreign income. Tell. This should be an Indian income or a foreign income. Rent of a villa in Paris received in Paris. It should be an Indian income or a foreign income. Yes, very good. It should be a foreign income. Very good. Try the next illustration. Rent from a villa in Paris received in India. It should be a foreign income or an Indian income. It should be a foreign income or an Indian income. Very good. It is an Indian income because villa is in Paris, but rent is received in India. So this should be an Indian income. Next illustration, everybody try agriculture income from tea gardens in Sri Lanka received in Sri Lanka. So this should be Indian income or an foreign income. Where is your agricultural tea garden situated? Sri Lanka. And income is also received in Sri Lanka. So this should be a foreign income. Correct. Next, agricultural income from tea gardens in Sri Lanka received in Mumbai. This should be Indian income, obviously, because receipt is in Mumbai. So this should be an Indian income. Okay. Next, profit from branch in Sydney. Where is Sydney? Sydney is in Australia, so this will be a foreign income. Profit from branch in Mumbai. Obviously, Mumbai is in India, so this should be an Indian income. Okay. Branch is in Mumbai, no? So this should be obviously an Indian income. Salary for working in Jaipur received in Jaipur. Indian income or foreign income? Salary for working in Jaipur received in Jaipur. Indian income or foreign income? Indian income or foreign income? Jaipur you are working and salary also you are receiving in Jaipur only. This should be an Indian income or a foreign income. So this should be an Indian income. Very correct. This should be Indian income. Next, last case, see, salary for working in Jaipur received in Japan. Indian income or foreign income? Indian income or foreign income? Okay. Indian income or foreign income? Little bit tricky because here you are working in Jaipur and receiving in Japan. Now, earning of salaries in India, where you are working in Jaipur. For what you are getting salary? For working in Jaipur, and Jaipur is in India. So, in the last illustration case, earning of income is in India. Receipt is outside India, but earning of income is in India in last case, if you will see. Because for what you are getting salary, for working in Jaipur, no? Earning of income is in Jaipur, which is in India. Okay. So we have understood now if receipt or earning of income is in India, then it will be an Indian income. Understood. So here earning of income is in India. So this should be an Indian income. No matter it is received outside India, but we are having the earning in India. No? So one part is in India. It should be an Indian income. Okay, if nothing is in India, then it will be an foreign income. Okay, so this much everybody understood how to classify Indian income and foreign income. Now, after classifying this, we will have to calculate the total income also of the person. So how we will do? Let us see that. See, solution, your solution should be like this. Normally, it should be like this in tabular form of scope of total income. Particulars, that is the list of income given, nature of income, and different assumption. If an individual is an ordinary resident, if an individual is a not ordinary resident, okay, and if an individual is a non-resident, what should be his total income? Okay, this should be our presentation of the solution in case of a scope of total income question. So let us understand one by one. What rule we have understood? That if an income is an Indian income, all the three categories of residents should pay tax. If an income is an Indian income, all should pay tax. If an income is a foreign income, then only ordinary resident will pay tax on that income. Okay, so now let us understand. This is basic rule. There are some exception that will be specific to the illustration. At that time, we will discuss. So this is basic illustration. See, interest from US growth bond received in India. Everybody know this is an Indian income. Since this is an Indian income, it will be included in all the three cases. Okay, if he is an ordinary resident, not ordinary resident, or a non-resident, on this income, everybody will have to pay tax because this is an Indian income. Now, interest from US bonds received in USA, foreign income, only ordinary resident will pay tax. Others will not pay tax. So, it is taken as nil. Okay. Interest from US bonds received in USA. Remittance, we have seen it is not relevant. We have to see only earning and receipt. Here, earning is also in USA, receipt is also in USA. There is no connection with India, so this will be a foreign income. So in foreign income, only ordinary resident will pay tax. Okay. In both others, no tax will be levied. House in Mumbai, so it is earned in India, it is an Indian income. So all the three will pay tax on this. See, capital gain on house in Mumbai, obviously. So it house is in Mumbai means in India, it will be an Indian income. So it all the three will be paying tax on the Indian income. Rent of Paris received in Paris. Both receipt and earning is in outside India, so it will be a foreign income. Only ordinary resident will pay tax. Others will not pay tax on this income. Next, rent of villa in Paris received in India. Here, receipt of rent is in India, so this will be an Indian income. So all the three is paying tax. So agriculture garden in Sri Lanka, receipt in Sri Lanka, foreign income, only ordinary resident. Others will not pay tax on foreign income. Okay. Agricultural garden in Sri Lanka, but amount received in India. So it is an Indian income. All the three will pay tax. Profit from a branch in Sydney, foreign income, only ordinary resident. Others too will not pay tax. Profit from a branch in Mumbai, Indian income, all the three will pay tax on this income. salary, working in Jaipur, received in Jaipur, Indian income, all the three will pay tax. Okay. And in last illustration also, that is a salary for working in Jaipur, received in Japan, it is an Indian income. So all the three should pay tax in this. So this is how you have to solve this illustration. So just understand the basic rule. Indian income, all the three categories should pay tax. If it is a foreign income, only ordinary resident will pay tax. Clear? So understand how to solve the scope of income illustration. Okay, so today we will be stopping here. More illustration we will be discussing on scope of total income in next class.